How are you guys?
Good, Miss Priya. How are you?
Good. What are they doing in school? What are they doing in school? What are they doing in school, ma?
Me?
All of you, each of you.
Oh, right now we're doing systems of equations and matrices. Next week I have my test on Friday.
Right now they're doing. Sorry, ma. Repeat. Sorry, ma. Tell me again.
Yeah, my test is on systems of equations and matrices. I have it next Friday.
Okay.
We just finished learning about no, we just started solving quadratic inequalities.
Oh, I see. Okay. Okay. How about you, Srinidhi?
Same thing as Bharv, I think.
Same thing like Shri or Ashita?
Bhargav.
Quadratic inequalities. Okay. Then who else to ask? Sushank, how about you?
I'm doing geometry in school.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Sorry. But are you understanding all of algebra too?
Yeah, I am.
Good to know. Okay, I have not worked on the test correction, guys, properly. I will do it. Okay, I am back to normal only today, so I'll definitely do it. Okay. Yeah, just please hang in there on the test course or whatever. All of you have taken the test, right?
No, Auntie, I
Yes.
forgot the test. Yeah.
Who did not?
I
Huh?
had a lot of tests to study for, so I couldn't do it.
Sure. Shruti, I saw your
Same here.
message.
Same
Thanks.
here.
Whoever attended, okay, let me put a note to parents because I will forget otherwise. Did I post it in the classroom? Did you see?
Yeah, I was in the classroom.
Okay, guys. Yukti, you finished the test, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Was it easy or hard, Amma?
It was okay, but like for some of the questions, I like you said that we had like a 40-minute timer, so I set like an alarm on the side, and so like I didn't really get to check over some of them. So
So you didn't have time to review some of them, is it?
yeah,
Which is still okay. Doesn't matter. Only
yeah, that's
this.
why I like missed like I think it was 2 questions. I knew how to solve them. It's just that I didn't get the time to.
Oh, to solve them.
Not like to check over them. Like I put an answer initially, but I never got the time to check it, so they ended up like being wrong.
You know, that's okay. Doesn't matter. Okay. See, I'm not worried about your grades. As long as I know, what you don't know, I'm fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So, two variable two, I really want to go over. Let me do one thing, guys. I'll switch here and there because see, I'll come back to complex numbers, but then, okay, I'll give an overview of complex numbers. Otherwise, I don't know what to do. Quadratic inequalities. Yeah, we can move on to quadratic inequalities, which is still okay. Okay, let's try this one. We'll do quadratic inequalities and systems of equation. We'll catch up with quadratic problems a little later. Does that work, guys? I want it to be fruitful for all of you. Can we do that? I want everybody on the video, please. Okay, it's not a pre-cal class where you can do whatever you want, no? Okay,
Miss Priya,
guys. Mm-hmm.
I'm having internet issues right now, so my camera isn't really switching on.
That's fine. Srinidhi, what about you? Mm, if I grant okay for one of you, I will have to grant okay for all of you. I will be unfair. So Yukti, ask your mom to message me that is the problem.
Yeah.
Then I am okay. Okay, guys. Now you're given a quadratic equation. You all know how to apply quadratic formula, right? Sometimes you might get negative square roots. That's where complex numbers pitch in. I'm not going to solve any complex numbers right now. I'll let you know. When there is a complex number, I'll let you know. Right now, if you're given this and you're asked to solve, right? Do you know how to solve it in the calculator? You know,
Yeah, I think so.
what do you do for this? So basically the left hand
On
side.
y1 you put x squared minus 6x plus 10
Exa-
on y2 you put
Exactly. So what you can do is you can take both sides of the inequality as two different functions basically. So let me bring up tx. What is it calculated? TI-84, right?
Yeah.
Let me bring up the calculator for you online. Oh my goodness. One second, guys, what is going on?
I don't know if this is just for me, but I can't see your screen. It just says like Priya Rajan is
No,
sharing
no, no,
screen.
1 minute, please. I'm not able to get a proper calculator online. I don't know why. Just 1 second. Usually I always get it. Oh, I put it wrongly. I'll show you how to do it online quickly. Select the calculator button in the toolbar. Should I do all this? Okay, this is okay. Anyway, something I need, that's all. Can I go ahead and share my screen where the calculator comes? Do you see the calculator? You all see the calculator, right?
Yes.
So, yeah, I have, let's say I have a quadratic inequality given like this. Quadratic inequality means quadratic equation on one side, other side has something else. X square minus 6x plus 10 is greater than or equal to 2. How to solve this graphically? You need to know, guys, you should all have your calculators ready. Okay, usually that is the way we go. Okay, so we should be able to start using calculators for each of these. Let's see how to type it in. You're going to type equations, right? Hold on 1 second. Oh my gosh. See, if you don't know anything, it's easy to Google as well. Okay. So let's go ahead. Oh my gosh. Why I'm not able to type it in, guys? 1 second, let me see. You're able to see my calculator, right?
Yeah.
Shruti, are you back, Shruti?
Yeah, I'm back.
Lemma, for some reason, I'm not able to type it into this calculator. Why? Mm-hmm.
Do you want to tell me and I can try it on my calculator?
Yeah, go to math.
Okay. Math.
No, usually I do it in the other classes, right? Why am I not able to do it in here? I'm wondering. Wait. Wow. 1 second, ma. Okay. Yeah, can you go ahead and type math?
Okay, so math
Are
right over
you able
here,
to see the
right?
Are you able to see equations typing?
Hmm?
Are you able to type equations?
When you click on math, wait, do you mean second and math? Because
Whatever, Maha. Yeah, because see, you are seeing the calculator, right?
yeah.
Okay, check. I can check. Hold on. All of you are having the TI-84 calculator, huh?
Yeah.
Do you all have the TI-84 calculator?
I have the app on my phone.
Okay. Oh, app on your phone. Okay. Okay. So let's see. Let's see. I want to see y1, y2. Where to go for y1, y2? Let's see. Give me a minute, guys. I got it. So you can type in y equal to the leftmost button in the calculator. Do you get it? You have the button y equal to.
Yeah, y equal to?
Is it coming?
Do I just click on it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it works.
Okay, in that, can you type this equation x square minus 6x plus
Okay.
10? No. This is not the way we teach in class, right? Hold on, guys. I've been doing it in pre-cal classes, all right. Why is it not coming just right now?
How do we do the greater than or equal to sign?
No. Don't do all that. That's what I'm saying. Whatever I'm saying, you type x square minus 6x plus 10.
Oh, okay.
Okay, just x squared minus 6x plus 10.
X square minus 6x plus 10. And then go to see these things you should know. Okay. Otherwise, Google out. You know what I Google out? How to type equation in a calculator, TI-84 calculator. And then go to y2. You can use the down arrow. Go to y2.
Yeah,
Type just 2.
2.
Did you get it?
Yes.
Now go to graph.
Graph.
You should see both the graphs. Otherwise, adjust the window.
It's like this.
It's like what? All of you are doing it?
I did it.
Shaurya, do you have the calculator with you or no?
Yeah, I did it.
Oh, good. Oh, nice. Okay. So do you see the intersection? Do you see is greater than or equal
It's
to
supposed
2?
to be a parabola and then a line going through, right?
It is supposed to be a parabola and a line going through. Good job. I really want to do it in here, guys. Give me a
Miss
minute, guys.
Priya, I know another way to do it.
Go ahead. How?
So when
You
you
can just
do
use
y,
Desmos, right?
in the y equals to, if you go all the way to the left and you click on it, it gives you the option for the line and it'll give you a way to where you can shade above it to so if it's like greater than or equal to, you can also see like what area it is.
Oh, I see. What is that? Can you go ahead and educate us? Go ahead and tell us once more.
So when you go to like the y equals section to put in the values, if you go all the way to the left, there's where you can like do the color of the line. If you click on it, there's an option for the line, and you can have it so that you can like shade everything above it as well.
I go to y equal to. After that, what's the button I need to press? You have to.
Go all the way to the left,
Oh, all the way to the left. Okay.
and then click on it. Click enter,
Yes.
and then you know where it says line,
Oh, yeah. Okay.
and then you can move that around to where it does the shading above or below the line, or you can make it a dash line as well.
Ah, I see. I didn't know. I've
The
never
9
met
looks
with
like
it. Good
this, and I
job.
do it like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's so sweet. Do you guys see it? It is so useful.
Yeah, we use this in algebra 1 for like when you have to do systems of equations and shade and that stuff.
I see, I see, I see, I see.
Simple bit of
See, I
process.
didn't know, meaning I didn't know to color and find out inequalities using this. That's nice. See, when we talk through, we get to know a lot. That is very nice.
Wait, I
So
have a
these
question. Which symbol do you press though? Like line, like which symbol for the line?
It's I don't know if you can see my
It-
screen, but it's this one. It's like the triangle pointing upwards.
No, that's
No.
for like if you want to shade it in. For the line, what
No,
you're
it's
supposed to do is y equals, and then you have to put in both of the equations in y1 and y2.
Wait, what?
See, the triangle is up means it's above the line, it will shade. Triangle is below means below the line, it will shade. That's my understanding. Does it make sense? Meaning y1 graph, below it will shade. Above, if you want to shade, then you have to, as much as I understand, I have to work it out and see because I have not used this. The triangle, if it is above, right, meaning, let me show you this. Does it come this way? If the triangle is above like below like this, then it will shade below that graph. If the triangle is above like this, it will shade above the graph is my understanding. I can check. I can check in mine. Okay, let's see. Clear. Let me see x square minus 6x plus 10. Were you able to type it and see? Ma, if you need help or you have to raise or if we can move on, you have to let me know clearly, please. Did you get it? Or you want us to try as well? Please let me know, guys.
no, we've got it. So I just had a question though.
Go ahead.
For the equation that you had like before, like the x squared minus 6x plus 10 is greater than or equal to 2.
Uh-huh. Mm.
For that, when you're doing it on the calculator, would you put the line above for like the y equals 3?
Good question, Ma. Good question. So what is the area I'm wanting to see or trying to understand, right? So the graph would be something like this, right?
Yeah.
This graph is y equal to 2, right?
Yeah.
So they are wanting all parts of the graph greater than or equal to 2. So this is the part they want.
So we have to do the shading for both, and we just need to figure out where the shading like.
Amma, I don't need shading at all. Okay, meaning shading is not at all required. It's just a fancy thing that I was very nice. It was very nice to see. So I said, Shaurya, it's very good. Okay. But when you think about it, this inequality is all about what? This graph, whatever parts is above or equal to the two line, that's what we need. This is the part we need. So find out what is this x, find out what is this x. So minus infinity to that x value, which is in bracket, and then this x value to infinity. That's all. Do you get
Okay.
it?
Yeah.
Am I making sense? Hey, does it make sense? I think this is 2, this is 4, right, guys?
Uh.
So x is less than or equal to 2
Yeah,
or
it's 2
greater
and
than or
4.
equal to 4. That's all. You don't need shading and all. Does it
Okay.
make sense?
Yeah.
Now you know how to do it in a calculator directly. Okay, but I don't want you to be doing in a calculator directly. Let me see why that app is not coming up on my screen after the class. I don't want to take away class time there. So here, guys, x square minus, let's do it algebraically. Without a calculator as well, you should know, right? So how will you do that for quadratic inequalities? X square minus 6x plus 10 is greater than or equal to 2. How will you factorize this? Come on, one of you, please, quick. X square. Minus 2x minus 4x, right? No. No. What I can do is, yes, I can rewrite this equation as minus 6x plus is greater than or equal to 0. So this will help me.
You
Greater
can
than or
do
equal to
x
0.
squared.
X
You can do
minus
x squared minus 2x minus 5x, right? Oh wait, that one makes.
Yeah, that won't work, right? So I
Yeah.
brought the 2 here and made it as 0. Now x minus
Oh.
2, this will be x minus 2 and then what? X minus 4, right? Greater than or equal to 0. So this will be a quadratic curve like this. 2 and 4, right? This is 2, this is 4. Okay, we are finding the points that is greater than or equal to 0. Greater than or equal to 0 means this is the parts. These are the parts that I want. Right? So what are the x values? These values, right? So 2 minus infinity to 2 and 4 to infinity. That's all. Can I move on? Did you all get it? Okay. Now let's consider this one. How about this one? Okay. How about this one? We'll do 1 or 2 word problems, but before we go there, right, I really want to see this one. Minus 3x square plus 3x plus 4 is less than or equal to minus 2. I want you guys to solve. Send me the values of x. Please don't use calculators. Try it using factoring or whatever method you know.
I had a question.
Uh-huh.
Is it fine if I use that one formula where it was like, I think it was x equals to negative b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac whole square root or something like that? Is it fine if I use that one? That
Absolute
equation?
quadratic formula
Okay.
you can use. How will you solve a quadratic equation using quadratic formula? Minus b plus or minus b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. Do you all remember that? Okay. So here, honestly, if I were you, right, before even venturing into this, I would have, I prefer making this 0. So plus 2. So minus 3x square plus 3x plus 6 is less than or equal to 0. Take out minus 3 common. X square minus 1 x plus 2 is less than or equal to 0. So minus b. So here it is ax square plus bx plus c. This is all from algebra 1 and we did invest 1 week in factoring as well. Minus b plus or minus b square minus are you getting?
Yeah, I would have done it the regular way if I would have remembered to put the 2 on the other side, because I was trying to like find a way to do it, but I had completely forgotten about the -2, so I remember the equation.
See, if you forgotten the -2 means it's difficult, right? So push it into the left and then solve, right? So let's do the
Yeah.
quadratic formula. Minus b plus or minus b square minus 4ac, right? Divide by 2a, right? 2a is 2. So plus 1 plus or minus, what is this? 1 plus 8. Oh, 9. That's good. It's a nice equation. So 1 plus or minus 3 by 2, which is equal to minus 2 by 2, or which can be equal to 4 by 2. So it is a minus 1 or a 2. That's what I'm getting. What are you all getting? Did you get that?
Yeah, I got -1 is less than or equal to x, and 2 is greater than or equal to x.
Ah, that's a good one. So see, when the quadratic graph, it is a downward facing graph because the coefficient of x square is minus, right? So and the intercepts are at -1 and the intercepts are at -1 and 2. Intercepts are here. It's a downward facing graph because the coefficient of x square is minus. So the graph is going to be like this. Now what they're asking, all parts of the graph that is less than or equal to 0. So this is the part they're wanting. Less than or equal to 0 line is this one, right? So the part of the graph that is lying below is what they're wanting. So this is the answer. So minus infinity to -1 and 2 to infinity. Any questions? So you write it down as minus infinity to -1 is included and then 2 to infinity. Any questions?
Wait, so would it be wrong if you put like -1 is less than or equal to x is less than or equal to 2?
Yukti, I think you forgot Yukti. This is what notation?
No, is that what is set notation?
No, this is not set notation, right? Okay, so this is interval notation. This is inequality notation, right, Yukti?
Yeah.
-1, wait, it should have been, so basically x should be less than or equal to -1 or greater than or equal to 2. So you can write it out as -1 greater than or equal to x is greater than or equal to 2. This is an inequality notation. This is an interval notation.
Okay.
Am I making sense?
Yeah.
Okay, can we go ahead? Can I go ahead?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, how about, see, sometimes there will be a negative square root. If you get a negative square root like this, right? Srinidhi, are you in the class or are you doing something?
I'm in the class.
Okay. So when there is a negative square root, right? So this is square root of 3, but a negative is there. We don't have negative square roots, right? So square root of a -1, we denote it by an imaginary number I. So in algebra 2, this is written as 3i. Any square root of 3i. Any questions? When you have a negative square root, right?
Is it
That
like the
negative-
letter I?
Yeah, letter I indicates imaginary number. You know what? All the while we have been studying real numbers. 3 root 3 plus 1. These are all real numbers, but they're irrational. You see what I mean? However, when we come to imaginary square roots, there is no imaginary square roots. Okay. But you know what? We draw an imaginary plane. We don't draw a coordinate plane. We draw an imaginary plane. In that, what we do, imaginary plane. So in this case, what we do, this is the real axis. This is the imaginary axis. So what happens? They function as x and y axis. Suppose there is a number, any any imaginary number is written in the format a plus b, a plus or minus bi. This is the imaginary part, this is the real part. So that real part, let's say we have 2 plus 3i. How will we graph it? 2 is in here, 3i is in here. You got it? So 2 plus 3i is this point. So basically it functions as our coordinate plane, but then we draw it as real axis and imaginary axis. In place of the imaginary axis becomes your y-axis from the coordinate plane. So basically there's not much of a difference, but then we consider that these numbers do not exist at all. Let me tell you, in quadratics, right, we have always seen graphs that have x-intercepts. You see, when you have negative x square, that graph corresponds to this. Okay. When you have positive x square, that graph corresponds to this graph. However, when will you have imaginary roots? In a graph, when you look at it itself, you can say, when the graph does not touch the x-axis, it doesn't have x-intercepts at all. Do you see? It only exists in the imaginary plane. If you have graphs like this, that is where your x values come in imaginary numbers, in the sense something like 1 plus I by 2. You see? Or square root of 3 plus I by 2. Or 2 plus square root of 3i by 2. Something of that sort. There will be an imaginary number combination only when the quadratic u does not cross the x-axis. That's when the roots, there are no roots, right? X does not have any value because it's not touching the x-axis, right? That's when you have complex numbers coming in. Complex numbers are imaginary numbers coming in. They only exist in imaginary world. Can I move on? I'll do one problem like that so that you're getting used to that. How about you want one imaginary value? Huh? It's hard. Okay, how about this? You want a quadratic equation with imaginary answers, right? Okay, how about we solve this? Find out x square plus 6x plus 10 equal to 0. We'll graph it and see. Meaning it's an equation, I know, it's not an inequality. Can you graph the meaning? Please, let's find out. I'll go ahead and find out, guys. Okay, so I'll use the quadratic formula ax square plus bx plus c. Please, if you're not able to follow, you have to rise up immediately. Shaurya, are you following, Shaurya?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So minus b plus or minus b square minus 4ac by 2a. See here what is happening. Here, minus 6 plus or minus whatever. This is called the discriminant. Do you remember? Whatever is inside the square root is called discriminant. Don't know if you all remember. Ashinidhi, okay. So discriminant.
I remember, but I don't know what it's used for.
I
Yeah,
remember.
discriminant tells you the nature of roots. Discriminant value d will be equal to b square minus 4ac, right? Tells you the nature of roots. It can be equal to 0, it can be less than 0, or it can be greater than 0. Greater than 0 means it can be a perfect square or not a perfect square. These things are important. We did it in algebra 1. So if it is equal to 0, it has repeated roots, meaning x value equal to 2, x value equal to 2, meaning it touches the x-axis promptly at one point. So it is a repeated root. It comes down and then goes up again. So x equal to 3, x equal to 3. It will be a square. If it is equal to 0. If it is less than 0, that is when you have imaginary roots. Both are imaginary roots. Suppose if it is greater than 0, that value greater than 0, then whatever is inside can be a perfect square or not a perfect square.
Miss
If it is a
Priya,
perfect, Yama.
is it possible to have just one imaginary root?
Ah, nice question. No, because there is a property about imaginary numbers. If a plus bi is a root, a minus bi is also a root. You get it? A minus bi is a root, a plus bi is a root. These imaginary numbers, right, meaning a plus bi and a minus bi are called complex conjugates. complex conjugates. But these things are so important when you confront SAT. So if you don't understand, stop me right away. So when you have complex, I'm going to solve a complex number root now. When you have complex numbers as a root, right, you always have a pair. Meaning, if you're going to have 2i as your root, no real part is there in this number. Minus 2i will be the other root. You negate the imaginary part. Similarly, 1 plus 2i is a root. 1 minus 2i is a root. 1 root 3 plus i is a root. Root 3 minus i is a root. 2 minus root 3i is a root. 2 plus root 3i is a root. Complex roots always exist as conjugate pairs. What is a conjugate pair? Just negate the imaginary part. Am I making sense? So you'll see now, right away you'll see. Here, look at the discriminant value. It is less than 0, so it's going to have imaginary roots. Both are going to be imaginary roots. So divide by 2, minus 6, plus or minus. See, this is going to be minus 4. It's so messy to have minus 4, right? Square root of 4 becomes plus or minus 2, but then square root of minus 1 becomes I divide by 2. This becomes minus 6 by 2 plus or minus 2i by 2, which is nothing but minus 3 plus or minus I. What are the roots? Minus 3. What are the roots for you now? Minus 3 plus I and minus 3 minus I.
I have
Yes.
a question.
Go ahead.
So it's like what do you do with the I? Now that you solved it, what do you just leave it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
One question. So you only know that it's gonna be an I if it's a negative inside of a square root, right?
Inside the square root, if your d value is negative, that is when you get the I.
Okay.
X square plus x plus 10, right? So I'm going to, for now, today, I don't know why I'm not getting the calculator online, but it's okay. So that should not stop us from doing work. So Desmos, I don't want to use graphing calculator Desmos because you will also tend to use graphing calculator. So these days I have reverted to using only TI-84 so that you will also stick to TI-84. So here I'm going to put that down and show you how the complex, what was the one I gave you? X square plus 6x plus 10 now. X square plus this and all, you don't have time. See, do you see? I told you, right? When will you get complex roots? When the parabola does not touch the x-axis. That's when you have complex roots, right? So what were the roots? The roots we had it as minus 3 plus or minus I, right? So do you see it in here? One of the roots is in here, but complex roots always exist in conjugate pairs, and you have to remember as soon as you see the graph, you can predict whether see, if it does not have x-intercepts, then the roots are imaginary roots. Okay, and the discriminant value will be less than 0. So Shank, you're with me, huh? You're with
I
me,
am.
Sushank? Oh, okay. Can I move on? Okay, let's do this. I really want to do some problems in it. Let's see. How about this? Can you try finding, let me see whether you see this is, see, I cannot run as well. Let me go slowly because I will try to do some basic two variable two equation problem after this. Okay. So can you do this one? How about, I just will solve inequality today. How about this? X square minus x minus 30 is greater than or equal to 0. Quite an easy problem, but please don't abuse calculators. I just taught you to make sure you can check at school, not here. You can use calculators at school, but for this one, can you send me the inequality that best satisfies? Shaurya, no. For me, inequality should be the answer. If I give you inequality, you have to give me back inequality. That's so important.
Oh, sorry, I mistyped it.
Not at all a problem, but meaning, see, at the end of it, I want you to get it correctly.
Wait. If you give us an inequality, we have to give you an equality, or
You have to, no. If see, I'm asking for all parts of the graph that are greater than or equal to 0. So
oh, okay.
the x value will also be an inequality, correct, Sushank?
Yeah.
So you have to send back all the x values that are greater than or equal to, meaning the x values of the graph for which the y value is greater than or equal to 0. Yes, I think that is right. Shauri, I'm sorry, Shauri. Something feels very wrong to me.
Do I have the values flipped?
Yeah, you have the values right, but the inequality is right. That's why I wanted the inequality. See, what I'm asking, I'm
Miss
asking
Priya?
for all. Yeah, ma.
Sorry, but I just had a question. So when I get to the inequality part, I've solved it. But then both of the signs are coming up as less than or equal to.
Okay. See, okay, I can try. I don't know. Let me see. So maybe I'll have this. Shaurya, yeah, we'll solve it on the board together. Srinidhi, did you get the answer?
I'm typing it right now, Auntie.
Can you type it for me? Let me see. I am waiting for you. Srinidhi, what does that mean, Srinidhi? That is not the answer. I want the x value. I want the x value, right, ma? Okay. I'm going to solve it on the board. Sushank, all your values are right, okay? The 6 and the -5 are right. But then what I don't know is, Srinidhi, that's right. Srinidhi, that seems wrong. Let me see. So x plus 5, x minus 6, right? When I graph it right, the -6 is in here. Understand the graph as well immediately. Then only you'll understand what is all this. These are the intercepts, right? I'm sorry. I think I made it a mess.
Miss Priya, isn't it 6 and then minus
Sorry,
one?
sorry. That's what I said. I made a mess.
Yeah.
Shruti, you're with me, right, Shruti? Shruti?
Yeah.
Here, x plus 5, x minus 6, right? So this is -5, this is 6. When you think about it, this is an upward facing graph. Okay, something like this. Now they're asking for all parts of the graph greater than 0. This is the part they want. So your answer should be x less than or equal to -5, x greater than or equal to 6. When you combine this, you can put it like this. Did you guys get it? Did you guys get it?
I'm
Yes.
not entirely sure though.
What is that you're not sure, ma? I'm here to help.
I also have a question.
Yes,
did
please go ahead.
So when I bought out the x plus 5 is greater than or equal to 0, why did you flip the sign?
Amma, here, see, the thing is x plus 5, x minus 6 is equal to 0 means by zero product property rule, we can say each of this is equal to 0. You got it?
Yeah.
Now, by zero product property rule does not say anything for greater than or equal to 0. How this all works? This piece of the graph, right? Put the graph in the graph calculator. You have to find out parts of the graph that are above the x-axis. That's the x value. You get it? Don't go ahead and x plus 5 is greater than or equal to 0. X minus 6 is greater than or equal to 0.
Okay.
You get what I mean, huh?
Yeah, but I'm just a bit more, but still a bit confused on why you didn't just keep the sign as.
Yeah, why'd the sign flip?
Yeah, why the sign?
You
flip?
mean from 5 to -5?
Yeah, because you're not
yeah,
dividing by.
I understand.
Oh,
Yeah, go
that's
ahead.
just you have to equate that to 0. X plus 5 equals to 0, and then you get x equals -5.
Yeah, I know. I got the x equals -5, but the sign.
See, guys, okay.
Oh.
Wait, let me explain. I got what you're asking, Shaurya and Ashrita. Here, when there was equations which we were solving, right? I can equate either of this to 0 to find my intercepts. Okay. When it is greater than or equal to, see guys, each of this need not be greater than 0. Each of this need not be greater than 0. It can be a -5, -2, right? So how can you equate these two to greater than or equal to 0 separately? You can't do it, right? Don't do this greater than or equal to 0 comparison and work it out. X minus 5 is greater than or equal to 0. X minus 6. It's not valid, right? When you think about it. So what they're saying is they need the parts of this graph where the y value is greater than or equal to 0. Go to the graph. You know that these are the intercepts. So these are the intercepts. But what part of the graph is above y equal to 0 line? Y equal to 0 is the x-axis line, right? So they're asking the parts of the graph which is above the y equal to 0 line. Am I making sense?
Oh, I see. Okay, that makes more sense.
Shaurya, how about you?
Yeah, I got it.
So with this one, right, you can just equate it to 0 and find out where that graph value is equal to 0. That's all you can do.
Priyanti, I have a question. How do you
ahead.
know what the graph looks like? How do you know if it opens upward or downward? In like
That's
standard.
what I'm saying, Ma. The coefficient of x square is a positive value, means it opens upward.
Oh, okay.
Why? Why is that? You tell me. Wait, let's get into details, okay? Meaning, I don't mind to cover the double equation. Let's go there. Suppose, let's say you have this, okay? Suppose, let's say we have this. You see, meaning, don't take these hard equations. X square equal to y minus x square equal to y. What is the difference between the two? This one is our ordinary parabola, the parent equation, correct? But this one is a reflection on the x-axis, downward facing parabola, correct? So from here we understand whenever the x square coefficient is associated with a negative coefficient, the parabola is a downward facing graph. Am I making sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, at least this, meaning some of you, meaning honestly, I know a bunch of you really understand and do. So please ask, understand, and then do. Okay, even if we go slow. The minus in front of the graph, right, tells you that it is a reflection. The graph is a parent graph reflection on the x-axis.
Oh, okay. I knew that about like vertex form. I just didn't know if the same rules applied to standard form. That's why. Okay.
Oh, yeah, I get it. So you're saying minus, if it is like this, it is a downward facing curve. If it is like this, it is an upward facing curve. You got it?
Yeah.
This is vertex is h comma k. Here, it will be a downward facing curve, vertex is h comma k.
Yeah, I got it. Thank you.
So if the graph does not even cross the x-axis, that's where you will get x values, right? There's no x values. Only in the imaginary world we have x values because there are no x-intercepts. X values are x-intercepts or zeros or roots, right? This curve does not have any roots. It is not even crossing the x-axis. That's when you have imaginary complex conjugates as your values. Make sense? Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I know I did not do word problems on this. I would like to do word problems, ma'am. Okay, let's see. At least one or two I want to do. Okay, I'm not going to go into double two variable two equations. I'm sorry, Ashita, only next week. So let's go ahead with this. A volleyball player serves the ball. Volleyball player serves the ball means the ball goes like this into the other side, right? Volleyball player serves the ball. The ball follows a path given by this equation y equal to 0.01 x square plus 0.5 x plus 3. Where x is measured in feet. Okay, so x is measured in feet. Basically, that will be the distance x. Okay, y will be the height of the ball. It's always like that. This is called a projectile motion. Inverted parabola is a projectile motion graph. Projectile means you project something, meaning you put up, it goes up and come down due to gravity, right? So the equation is given by this. X is measured in feet. Okay. For what distance from the player is the ball is at least as high as the net? Net is 8 feet high. Net is 8 feet high. See, it's not touching. Net is 8 feet high. The question is asking for what distances from the player is the ball at least as high as the net, which is 8 feet high. Complex question, right? They're asking, what are they asking? For what distance from the player? The player is at 0, 0, so it's easy. For what distance from the player? Find out these x values. Literally find out these x values for which the ball is above the net. You see, this is an 8 feet line, y equal to 8 line. Are you all getting it?
Yeah.
They can make it very complex. Y equal to 8 line. So basically what you need to do, there is this equation, right? Multiply. Okay. So here, what can I do about this? They're asking, please find out the parts of the graph that is greater than or equal to 8. That's all. This you can graph it. This you can graph it. See the parts of the graph which is above this line. So you have to note down those x values. Do you want me to do it? I can do it. So x will be equal to minus b plus or minus b square minus 4ac by 2a. You see? So here, if it is greater than or equal to 8, you know, I'll bring it in here. Minus 8. So this will be minus 5m. If it is minus 5, minus 8, it will be a minus 5. So this will become a 0 in here, this side. That way, it's easy for me. It will be a minus 5. Okay. So now what happens?
Auntie, I have a question.
Go ahead.
So is there two ways to do it? Is that why you keep switching between like this way and then the other one?
Yes, because see, you can definitely do two ways. You know what? I can type it in the calculator. This one equal to minus 0.1 x square plus 0.5 x minus what was the original equation given? Plus 3. And then I can type y2 equal to 8. Put these two and see the points of intersection. That is one way. If you want to do it in the calculator, you can type these two as two different graphs, see the points of intersection. That's easy. If I want to do it algebraically, I prefer having this not to be 8. See, When I do this, right, when I find the x value, it finds the x intercept. So this has to be a 0. So I always prefer to have it as 0 when I do it algebraically. Does it make sense, Parvini?
Yeah, no, I was saying like, from the question before this one, we were doing x plus 5, x minus 6 is equal to 0.
Yes, this tells you the intercepts. -5 and +6 are the intercepts where the curve crosses the x-axis. Correct, ma? Go ahead with your question, please. I did not answer your question yet.
So that was to find the intercepts, and then this one was to.
This is also to find the intercepts only. That is why I'm making it equal to 0.
Okay, so we could do it in both ways.
How, Parvini, there as well, it was greater than or equal to 0. Here as well, it was greater than or equal to 0, right?
No, like you're using a different formula to solve this one. I'm asking if we can use both ways to solve it.
1 minute. What different formula I'm using?
For that one, you didn't use the minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac.
Oh, I used factoring.
Yeah.
Oh, you can use any way to solve a quadratic equation. You
Okay.
can use the quadratic formula. You can use factoring. You can use what else? What are the other methods? Completing squares. You can do any method to factorize.
Okay.
Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Did I answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, now what happens here? இப்போ பண்ணாதம்மா உனக்கு கிளாஸ் இருக்கு என்ஜாய் பண்ண அப்புறமா பண்ணு. So wait guys, let me solve this for you. If it is difficult, you have to straight off say -4 AC, right? A and C are negatives in here. So what happens? What did we get? So this will be a number less than, okay. So 5 fours are 20. 20 times 0.01 is 0.2. So this is a 0.2. Okay, divide by 2 minus 0.02. Okay. Now what did you get? Now you get minus 0.05 plus 0.0. Basically, this is 0.05 divided by minus 0.02. It's a little complicated, right? So you put it into the calculator and you can find the answers as approximately 14 or 36. So basically, the player is 14 feet away or 36 feet away. Does it make sense?
Miss Priya, when
14
I
feet
plugged it
away.
in, it gave me that it never hit 8 feet.
Come again.
When I plugged it into the graph, it showed me that it never hit 8 feet.
Shauri, are you plugging minus 0.01 x square plus 0.5 x plus 3? Is your equation correct?
Yeah.
I'm going to check now, Shaurya. But either your equation, okay, I can check. Are you using the correct minus in the calculator, Shaurya?
I think I had a typo. Give me a sec.
No problem. Because you should get, I'm getting a proper answer. Let me check the answer again.
Yeah, okay, I just had a typo.
Okay. So when you type out y1 equal to this, y2 equal to this, the intersection, there will be two intersection, which is at 14, 14 and 36. Basically, it will be 14, 8 and 36, 8. Any questions? Any? Yeah.
What wasn't the equation 0.5x plus 3 in the quadratic formula for the c value you put 0.5?
No, I'll tell you why. The original equation was minus 0.01 x square plus 0.5 x plus 3 greater than or equal to 8. I changed that to, I solved algebra. When I solved in the calculator, I put that same, this equation. You get it? Plus 3. When I solved it algebraically, I had to change the right side to 0, right, Parvini? So 0.01 x square plus 0.5 x plus 5 greater than or equal to 0. Does it make sense? Parvini, minus 8 on both sides, minus 5, sorry.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Makes sense? Okay.
Yeah.
So that is what is solved in here. You get 14 or 36. So from origin, 14 feet away and 36 feet away, the ball is about 8 feet. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Any questions, guys? I'll give you a couple problems as homework for quadratic inequalities this week with simple imaginary roots as well. Okay, you can bring back questions that you have. Okay.
Okay.
I'll stop here. We'll continue discussing this next week. Bye, guys. Have a good